Morning dear students, welcome back to Science Online class. Dear students, yesterday we have started the concept of salts. So we have learned some varieties of salts. Those are acidic salts, basic salts and neutral salts. Dear students, in today's class we are going to discuss the next concept of related to salts itself. So dear students, now we are going to start here. So dear students, now we are going to learn about the water of crystallization. Dear students, water of crystallization is nothing but some of the salts, or you can say many salts contain water molecule. Okay, so any one of the salts like FeSO4, it is also one of the type of salt itself. If you are taking the concept of NaCl, if you are taking the another components like another substances like CaSO4, so these are some example of salts. If salts is containing water molecule, then it is called as a hydrated salts, and the water molecules present in salt is known as nothing but the water of crystallization. Okay, what is this? Water of crystallization, where the salt is containing water molecule, or you can say it is also called as a hydrated salts. Okay, so here we have some examples like CuSO4, so which is salt here, that is the CuSO4 is containing 5 molecules of water. Okay, so this is the example of water of crystallization where the salt is containing water molecules. So which is our answer here, copper sulfate pentahydrate. Dear students, why we are calling is a pentahydrate? Because the number of water molecule is 5. Okay, so it is a pentahydrate. Penta means 5. Ferrous sulfate heptahydrate. Okay, so here 7 is nothing but the hepta. Okay, 7 is nothing but the heptahydrate. As the last example we have considered here, that is the plaster of Paris. Okay, we are going to learn one by one these 3 examples. So first one we have considered CuSO4. This is one of the type of salt. It is containing 5 molecules of water, so that's why it is called as a copper sulfate pentahydrate. Next is the ferrous sulfate heptahydrate. Hepta means 7, so that's why it is called as a hepta means 7, so it is a heptahydrate molecule. Plaster of Paris is nothing but the CuSO4 point half H2O. Okay, so we are going to learn one by one here. So first we have considered the copper sulfate pentahydrate. So dear students, keep in your mind what is the color of copper. This is nothing but the blue color. Okay, which is the color you will going to be obtained here, that is the blue color of copper sulfate. Pentahydrate is due to the presence of 5 molecules of water, that's why we called as a CuSO4 5H2O. Okay, how we are going to prepare this? So when copper sulfate solution, or you can say when copper sulfate pentahydrate is heated, okay, when it is heated, it loses water molecules and turns into grey white color, which is known as a anhydrous copper sulfate. So dear students, if you are going to heat it, obviously when you are going to heat something, it will going to lose their moisture particles. So in similar way, if you are going to heat the CuSO4 pentahydrate solution, which is blue in color, then what you will get? You will get here CuSO4 anhydrase, that is a copper sulfate anhydrase. So again if you are adding water, then anhydrase copper sulfate becomes blue again. Okay, so this is one of the example of water of crystallization where the salt is containing water molecule. Next is the ferrous sulfate heptahydrate. So dear students, how the copper color is blue in color, in similar way ferrous having the green in color. Okay, ferrous sulfate is the green in color of ferrous sulfate heptahydrate, commonly known as the ferrous sulfate. Okay, so how it is connected with the water molecules? With the 7 molecules. Okay, so here FeSO4 is containing 7 molecules of water, that's why it is called as a ferrous sulfate heptahydrate. So this is our one of the another example of water of crystallization. Then what is the effect of heating on water of crystallization? What are the effects we are going to get here? So here we have considered one activity. So in that activity we have taken the CuSO4 5H2O in a dry boiling tube. Okay. So here already we have discussed the points that if you are heating the water molecule, it will going to be evaporate there, then the salt is losing their which molecule? Water molecule. So salt is going to be releases their water molecules. So again you will get back to your copper sulfate solution, pure copper sulfate solution you will get here. So again it will change into blue in color. Okay. So here the next concept we are going to discuss, that is the plaster of Paris. Plaster of Paris is obtained by heating of gypsum. Okay. So the plaster of Paris is nothing but the hydrated salt of calcium. It is obtained when it is the gypsum is heating. So what is the formula of gypsum here? That is the CaSO4.2H2O. So this hydrated salt is known as the CaSO4.2H2O. So when you are heating up to 150 degrees Celsius, then you will get here, or you can say the separation of plaster of Paris and the water molecule. Both the formulas are same here, but how it is separated? It is separated as 1:1/2 plus half. Okay. So in this way, this CaSO4.2H2O, the water molecule will going to be separated here when you are heating up to 150 degrees Celsius. Okay. So this is nothing but the whatever molecules are obtaining as a half H2O, which is containing CaSO4, that is the plaster of Paris. Or again if you are adding water, then what you will get? Again you will get the gypsum itself. So this is one of the concept of plaster of Paris. Okay. So already we have discussed, after addition of water, plaster of Paris is again converted into gypsum. So where we are using the plaster of Paris? Plaster of Paris is used in making of toys, designer false ceilings. Next is the doctor use plaster of Paris to set the fractured bone. Okay. So whatever plasters we are seeing in laboratories, or you can say some of the toys are prepared by the plaster of Paris itself, and doctors are used this plaster of Paris to set our fractured bone. So that's why we are called ye plaster lagaya kya. So this is one of the concept of plaster Paris. Okay. So here let's discuss some common solid one by one. So first we have considered the sodium chloride. What is the sodium chloride? Is also known as the common salt, or you can say table salt. How you can get this? With the reaction of NaOH plus HCl. It is one of the neutralization reaction. Acid is reacted with base, you will get as a NaCl. So what is the property of this sodium chloride? It is a neutral salt. Yes, it is a neutral salt because the pH value is about 7, and the sodium chloride is used in a cooking as well as to prepare many other important chemicals, such as the chemicals used in the manufacturing industries. So in the manufacturing industries, NaCl have a large application. Okay. So this is our example. Okay. So let's discuss some more few points related to methods. So first methods, how we can get this sodium chloride? By the evaporation. Dear students, what do you mean by evaporation? Where the liquid particle is converted into gaseous particle is called as the evaporation. So spread sea water in a open. So you can see here how this person is spreading the sea water in summer season, then water of sweater evaporates in atmosphere and we get a sodium chloride. Okay. So this is by the evaporation method it is possible to get a NaCl as a salt. So we can use this salt in our kitchen. Next is from rock salts found in the mines. So where we can get this sodium chloride from the mines. Okay, so sodium chloride is mined from deposited, which from the underground deposits of rock salts are usually the remains of inland seas which evaporated thousands or millions of years ago. So dear students, where to get this, we have to be wait at least 1000 to million thousand years, because how we can get it? By the evaporation process. After the millions days we can get this rock salts. Okay, so this is one of the example of sodium chloride. Okay, so here another methods are there, like a sodium hydroxide. So dear students, when we are talking about the sodium hydroxide, this is the another chemical which you can say as a common salt. So this sodium hydroxide is a very strong base and it is known as the caustic soda. So the question can be asked, how you get this caustic soda? So this answer you have to be right there. So each and every points is important, so you have to be keep in your mind. So how you will get this? By the electrolytic deposition. Decomposition means by the using of electricity, the ions of sodium chloride and the water, we can separate it. Okay, so this is another example, you can say, use of the sodium chloride, where with the help of water we can prepare another bases also. Okay, so you can see here how they are interrelated with each other. So here by the electrolytic decomposition, the solution of sodium chlorine you can say as a brine solution. Okay, so dear students, what are the key points we have to remember here? The first thing, sodium hydroxide is a strong base, or you can say it is a caustic soda. Or how you can get it? By the electrolytic decomposition. Okay, this is one of the method where we can get this sodium hydroxide. In the process of electrolytic decomposition of brine, so brine is nothing but the aqueous solution of sodium chloride. So dear students, this whole contain is nothing but the brine solution. This whole contain is nothing but the brine solution, where the sodium chloride is containing water is known as the brine solution. So this brine means the whole thing is decomposes to form a sodium hydroxide. So it forms a sodium hydroxide. So in this process what happened? Chlorine gas is obtained at anode because it is the minus ion, and hydrogen gas is obtained at cathode as byproducts. So here you will get totally three things. What are the byproducts you will get? Sodium hydroxide plus chlorine plus hydrogen gas, and this whole process is also known as the chlor-alkali process. Okay, so what is the process here? It is the chlor-alkali process. And another uses of products after the electrolysis of brine. So 1 marks question can be asked or 2 marks question can be asked. What are the uses of hydrogen gas, chlorine gas and the sodium hydroxide? So at that time you have to be write this. So first one, the hydrogen gas is used as a fuel marine in making of ammonia for the fertilizers. So where we can use this hydrogen gas for making the fertilizers, for the making the fuels, for making the batteries also we can use this hydrogen gas. Where we are using the chlorine gas is used in a water treatment, manufacturing of PVC. PVC is nothing but the polyvinyl chloride, which is one of the type of polyesters. Okay, and CFC, that is the chlorofluorocarbon pesticides, it is also used in the manufacturing of bleaching powder and the hydrochloric acid. Okay, so these are some uses of the chlorine gas. Then what are the uses of sodium hydroxide? So you can say a simple example, that is we are using to prepare soaps, detergent, artificial fibers, bleaching purpose and the degreasing of the metals. Okay, so why? Because it is very strong base, so they have a lots of application. Okay dear students, so today we have completed the concept of sodium chloride. Another salts are there which we have to be discussed, so we are going to discuss in the next class. Till that time just revise all the things, and whatever points we have discussed here you can take down. Okay, so let's meet in the next class. Have a good day. Bye bye.